All right, let's step straight into the shadows of the beautiful game. In this explainer, we're uncovering the thrilling, intensely suspenseful, and completely hidden side of football history that, well, officially, it doesn't even exist. Picture this. You've got thousands of cheering fans packed into a stadium. The whistle blows, the tackles are absolutely fierce, the goals bring pure, unfiltered euphoria. But when you go to look in the official history books today, total silence. Nothing. Imagine experiencing a high-stakes 90-minute war on the pitch that officially never happened. It's crazy, but these massive events just vanished overnight. I'm talking no official records, zero video highlights locked away in some vault, absolutely no recognition from any of the sport's governing bodies. These matches were witnessed by thousands of people, yet they were deliberately erased, whether by war, diplomacy, or just time itself. So today, we're playing investigator and piecing together some of football's absolute greatest mysteries. To solve this, we first need to establish what exactly we're looking for. Section 1. What is a ghost game? Uncovering the unofficial. So a ghost game isn't just a regular match that got rained out or canceled before kickoff. Oh no, we're talking about an unofficial or a completely forgotten international match that was deliberately obscured. We're talking complex political circumstances, missing records, diplomatic erasure. These are games that were fiercely fought over and seen by many, but literally deleted from the timeline. But what actually happens when a match is played right in the middle of war, and honestly, shouldn't have happened at all? Well, that brings us to our first real case file, a moment where the beautiful game collided head-on with sheer global devastation. Section 2, Football in the Crossfire, the game during wartime. It's incredible, but the sport just refused to die. In year 1, the outbreak of conflict entirely disrupts the official leagues, right? Stadiums go completely dark. But jump to year 2, and you've got these secret underground fixtures being organized just to boost morale, a totally bold act of defiance. And by year 3, you have makeshift military teams literally taking the pitch amidst falling bombs. The game became an absolute lifeline. Yet tucked within this wartime era, one specific game became far more dangerous than anyone ever expected. Why? Well, the suspense really deepens when we look at a fixture that pushed the boundaries of safety to the absolute limit. Section 3, the match played in secret, shrouded in mystery. Just imagine the sheer tension of playing a full, physically intense 90-minute match while desperately trying to keep it hidden from strict authoritarian regimes. Every single shout on the pitch, every cheer from the sidelines, it all had to be completely muted. This was a highly politically sensitive fixture, wrapped in mystery and played on an absolute knife's edge. The final score, it literally meant nothing compared to the dangerous, defiant act of just playing the game. But hold on, what happens when a match is hidden for an entirely different reason? While war forced games underground for sheer physical survival, this next chapter explores matches that were systematically erased by the simple stroke of a diplomatic pen. Section 4, Politics enters the pitch, when diplomacy dictates the game. Looking at this objectively, there is a very stark contrast in the footballing world. On one side, you have recognized national teams. They enjoy the official records, robust international backing, and open access to the big global tournaments. But on the other side, the unrecognized teams. They face immense political pressure, deliberate diplomatic erasure, and have zero official footprint. They're practically ghosts on paper, caught in these tricky geopolitical gray zones where their very right to step onto the grass is fiercely contested. It's fascinating because global politics directly dictated which games were allowed to be remembered and which were basically buried. You had intense diplomatic tensions spilling straight onto the field. Matches involving these unrecognized teams were frequently treated as legitimate threats. In some of the more extreme cases, heavy political pressure literally forced the official records to be destroyed, basically making sure the match simply ceased to exist in the archives. So, how could one of these completely forgotten matches potentially alter football history? That's the real hook here, isn't it? The mystery isn't just about what got lost in the archives, it's about how these secret shadow games secretly influenced the very fabric of the sport we know and love today. Section 5, the forgotten internationals, erased from the records. Now, these lost matches usually share a pretty distinct blueprint. First, they were exclusively excluded from official governing body records. These were unofficial national team tours acting in complete secrecy, slipping across borders like actual ghosts. Entire tours and massive, heavyweight international clashes happened right under our noses, only to be swallowed whole by historical amnesia. They literally became the ghost games that nobody remembers. Section 6. Why these mysteries matter. The stories left behind. You might be wondering, why is digging up this hidden history so vital for us modern fans? Well, uncovering this stuff completely reshapes our perspective of the sport. It really forces us to understand the deep cultural impact of football, how it extends way, way beyond a simple game. Because, beyond the lost statistics, the missing goal scorers, and the blank record books, these are profoundly human stories of raw defiance and passion. There's a quote that goes, "Football history is usually written by winners." And honestly, that perfectly captures why we have to look beyond the polished, official record books. If we only ever look at the winners, the officially sanctioned tournaments, and the carefully approved narratives, we are missing a massive chunk of the picture. What we're left with are these fascinating leftovers, matches hidden by rigid politics, incredible athletic feats totally forgotten by the records, unbelievable triumphs that were just lost to time. I mean, the most fascinating stories in sports are quite often the ones left out entirely, existing only as football's greatest, most compelling mysteries. Which brings us to a final thought to chew on. What other incredible matches have been lost to time, just waiting to be rediscovered? Somewhere out there, maybe hidden in a dusty attic, buried in a local newspaper from decades ago, or kept alive strictly by word of mouth, another ghost game is waiting for its story to be told. Keep questioning the official history and keep digging.